Hello, friends. Hello. Okay, I am here. Okay, at some point, I will have friends joining me. I know Reni is going to be late. And Nell will be here at some point as well, I think. So, how are we? Let me know in the chat how we're doing, what we're doing, all the things. Okay. I am going to be reading more of How to Sell a Haunted House. I haven't read any more than I did last night, so I started this on did I start it? Yeah, I started on Kelsey Sprints last night and I'm on chapter 12. So I'm 120 pages in and it's good so far. It's really good. So that's what I'm going to be reading is this. I also have Magnolia Parks on my Kindle. Please hold. I was reading this before the Sprints. Magnolia Parks on my Kindle, but I try to save this for bedtime. So good though. It's so good. But it's Reni's fault that I'm reading Magnolia Parks, which is absolutely not on my TBR. Just so everyone knows. And I already have the second book downloaded to my Kindle for when I finish the first one. So it is what it is. Hello, Lexi. How are you? Everyone, let me know what you're reading or doing. Hello, ML. Hello, Pat. Doing laundry and going to vacuum and then I'll decide what to read. Wonderful. I am recovering from a 2-day migraine. So there's that. So far today I've been okay migraine wise, but I don't know if like y'all get migraines or ever had a migraine, but usually it takes me like the migraine will leave. So I think the migraine is gone now, but then I'll have like a full day where I have to recover. So like today I've been super tired, so tomorrow I'll also be super tired, and then by Saturday I'll be okay again. It's terrible. I hate it. Hello, Nell.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I was just reading comments and telling everyone about my migraine woes.
Oh,
You know.
fun.
Yeah. I've had I think it's gone now, but I had a migraine yesterday and the day before. But I think it's from last week. I had like a manager class in the daytime, which does not sound like that would be a problem, except that I am not a daytime person. I work nights. So I had to switch my schedule around, which I think messed with my migraine.
Yeah, like threw you off.
Yeah. But how are you? Good?
I'm all right. I'm surviving. I'm alive.
I mean,
I've seen better days, but I'm alive, so that's what counts.
do you want to introduce yourself since you
Oh,
haven't been on my
sure.
team before?
I'm Nell. My channel is just Nell Diamond. It's literally just my name. It's hard to find, so you have to put it in quotes. If you don't put it in quotes, Neil Diamond will probably come up. I mean, if you're into that, then great. But I post videos every Friday at 12:30. I read mostly rom-coms and like mystery. I dabble in the fantasy genre. I'm gonna be reading some horror for the first time in April, so like that'll be an experience.
That's exciting.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I do vlogs, I do reviews, or like wrap-ups and stuff, hauls, the regular booktube stuff.
Yes, we love Nell on this channel. I met Nell through Courtney
That's where I
Campbell.
just came from.
That's yeah. I know I was like sort of watching the live stream, but also having to get Ari ready for bed. So like I didn't say anything in the live stream. I was just watching it. But yes, horror is great. but also I understand that not everyone will love it, you know?
It'll be an experience. I've never read horror before, so Kenny from Kenny Writes, she challenged me. This was maybe like a month or two ago. She challenged me to read these two horror books, so I'm going to
Mhm.
be reading them next month.
So what are you reading tonight?
The fifth season. So me and Mika is here. I can see her in the comments. Mika reads. We are doing a buddy read for the fifth season. I mean, it's not just us. Like anybody, if anybody wants to join, like let me know. Hit me up on Discord. I can add you. We're doing it through Storygraph, so I can add you to the buddy read if anybody wants to join it. But we are reading the fifth season, so that's what I'll be reading tonight.
Oh, wonderful. I already said earlier, but still. So last night we did sprints on Kelsey's channel. They were her first sprints since she came to
Oh,
YouTube, so she hadn't done sprints on her channel yet. Um, they were supposed to be B&K book club sprints, but they turned into Bessie's book club sprints instead. So I started, speaking of horror, I started How to Sell a Haunted House.
ooh, how are you
Um,
liking that?
so far I am really enjoying it.
Why do you
Um,
say it so hesitantly?
so my 5-year-old picked this as one of the books for her vlog that's taken me 2 weeks to make. It's fine. It's fine. And this was the last book on the list because I let her pick also the order that I read them in. I tried to pick this up right after release day, I think a couple days after, because I pre-ordered this book. But this it's grief horror and it's real heavy on the parental death. And
Yeah.
I have some not I don't know if trauma is the right word. My mom died unexpectedly in 2020. So parental death is hard for
Mm-hmm.
me. This also has like a creepy doll thing going on, which reminds me like my mom. I don't know if this is a white household thing. I don't know. My mom okay, and I say that because my mom was white, okay? So I don't know if this is a white household thing, but my mom and my grandma both had like the porcelain clowns
Wait,
that had
clowns.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like this is like a white family thing. Like I don't like because when I said something to my boyfriend about it, he was like, absolutely not. And like he doesn't do like creepy dolls, like he you know what I mean?
I had
Um
a porcelain doll, like
like
one that you
it's
like keep in the case or whatever,
these
and that
are
thing was haunted. That thing was straight up haunted, and I
these
don't have it
are
anymore.
let me see if I can like find
You
because they're
lost
like
me at
they're
clowns.
small. They're like this big and they have soft bodies. But then I'm gonna see if I can find a photo because
Like
they
the
have
jigsaw thing, like from Saw.
no, no, they look like clowns like in the circus.
Yikes.
And like I don't know. My mom had them my whole life, and she got them from my great grandma. Like they were handed down.
Uh-huh.
Because when she passed away, my stepdad asked if I wanted them, and I was like, I'm not trying to be rude, but no, I don't.
What did
I
you do
don't.
with them? Where are they now?
They're sitting on his mantle at the house. They're like these.
Oh, I've seen that before.
Okay, so she had like a bunch of them that she would put them on the mantle. Um, when I was younger, when we lived in an apartment, she had them like on her dresser.
Hmm.
I don't know why you want to sleep with those things in your room, but that's fine. But like this, I like Grady Hendrix. Like I have not read a book by Grady Hendrix that I gave less than 4 stars. Um, but I feel like every book by him is different.
Hmm.
Like I don't feel like any of his books are really the same. Like even My Best Friend's Exorcism and The Southern Book Club's Guide to
Hmm.
Slaying Vampires, such a ridiculous title. They run like within the same universe, like within the
Oh.
same like they take place, I think it's like in the same town, but at
Hmm.
different times
Hmm.
in the same town. And even those books to me were like different from each
Hmm.
other. But I mean, it feels like 4.5 right
Okay.
now. but it could it could change because I'm the queen of being like, oh well, feels like a 4.5, and then the end happens and I'm like 5 stars forever.
I've never read anything by Grady Hendrix, but all of his books are like on my TBR.
I mean, so this will be my fourth, yeah, because last month I read We Sold Our Souls.
I keep seeing that in the bookstore. I've never heard anybody talk about it, but I see it in Barnes and
So
Noble every time I go in there.
I'm just gonna say I'm the only like Kelsey will not read it because Kelsey is not a horror girly. She does not do horror. We are getting her to read Hidden Pictures this year, which that's a lot for her. Like
That's
that's a
not
big.
horror though, is it? I thought that was like thriller.
I feel like it's a cusp thing
Okay.
for Kelsey. For Kelsey,
It's
it's a
horror.
big step because it's the creepy pictures for Kelsey. That is, you know what I mean? And if you're not a horror reader, I could see, because I read it last year, I gave it 5 stars. It was the best thriller of the year for me last year. I could see if you don't read horrors, because she reads thrillers, but I could see if you don't read horror how it could feel horror-y to you. You know what I mean? But Kelsey and Brittany and I all read We Sold Our Souls because it was Reni's team's book for the boy band Read this month. And everyone hated it but me. So
really?
I gave it 4 stars.
I figured there had to be a reason why I've never heard anybody talk about it. So I just started seeing it in the bookstore recently.
Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. And it's one of his first books, which is why I'm like surprised that no one's been talking about it. But now I'm wondering if this is like a book that like only people that love Grady Hendrix like.
Maybe.
Because Reni gave it 1 star and was like, if I could, I would give it 0 stars. So I went into it scared because I was like, well, now I'm scared because she and I have similar tastes a lot of times. And then I listened to it when I was at work because that's when I would be listening to books. And I loved it. Like I was laughing. I was, going with it. Brittany also read it and she's like, it feels like a 3-star. And then she like thought about it and was like, this is a 2-star. And I was like, it's I'm the only person that liked this book. And Brittany also doesn't usually read horror. So, and she was like, they lost me. There's like a conspiracy element to it. Cause like the premise is like this heavy metal band sells their souls to the devil. Well, someone close to them sells their souls to the devil is essentially what happens. So there's like a conspiracy theory. And I will say like it goes from being like real normal to like just going, like it takes a real sharp left turn. Like it does. Like, and she was like, once it took that turn, like I didn't know what was happening. And I couldn't explain to her what was happening because of where she got lost. I was like, I can't explain this to you because it's not gonna make any sense at all. But I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I enjoyed it because I bought the physical copy and I didn't want to get rid of it. So it has like the hardbound copy like comes with sprayed edges.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
I thought you were gonna say it comes with like a guitar pick.
I wish. No, it comes with like sprayed edges, and then the hard cover, like when you take the whatever the thing's called, my god, the dust jacket off, it has like the band, like the songs from the band on it, but backwards.
Huh.
Yeah, like it's really.
Wait, okay, so is this like playing on like the whole Illuminati 3-6 Mafia? If you play their songs backwards, is a demonic thing. Okay, yeah. Maybe I would like this then.
It's like it was like just such a cool, and then like they make like 80s to like 2000s references. Like they make references about like Selena Gomez, which apparently no one picked up on but me. Like they were making references that like I was like, oh, I know what that is. Like, but Brittany was like, I didn't catch on to any of that, and I was like, you were really lost by then because
now
like
I'm fascinated.
I heard it all. I was down with it, but nobody else liked it, and I was like,
interesting.
That's fine. I'll be the weird one. Hello, Sarah. Everyone's saying hello in the comments. Hello,
Hey,
Tia.
Tia.
Hello, Sarah Y. We got a couple Sarahs out here in the comments. Oh my god. And then my comments want to jump. Thank you so much. Yeah, this
That's
book
on my
is
TBR.
ridiculous. I'm reading it on my Kindle. Like I was literally reading it before I got on sprints, and then I was like, "Okay, girl, you gotta set it down." I'm trying to stick to just reading it before I go to bed, but like it's just so. I'm gonna have to buy the physical copy, and I wasn't going to, because this one and the second one is called like
Daisy something.
Daisy Hates. I think
Yeah.
they're both on KU. So I was
Oh,
like,
okay. I didn't know that.
on KU, that's what I'm gonna do.
Hmm.
And I thought Reni actually read it, and she tabbed. She just tabbed it like to the gods, like the whole thing is tabbed. And I was like, this girl exaggerates. And then like so I was like, let me just pick it up. But I don't have a Kindle book. Let me pick it up. And I text her and I was like, Reni, I'm gonna have to buy the physical book. And she was like, why? And I was like, because everything, like, there's so much I want to tab in this book. Like, I've been highlighting it so much that I'm like, I'm gonna have to buy the physical book. I'm
I've
gonna.
heard good things.
Oh, it's so good. And I didn't want to read it because I don't like to read hyped books because I feel like hyped books never live up to the hype.
I love reading hype books. That's what keeps me reading.
And then I was like, you know what? You got me with this Magnolia Parks. You got me. You got me. It's all right. I got everybody last month with the Witsex series, the whole Besties book
Is
club.
that the who's the main character in that?
Her name is Shiloh.
I'm
Shiloh.
trying to
It's
think of
like
where have I.
it's
Oh, did
the
Brittany
first
read that in one of her vlogs or something? Okay.
because of me. She read it in like a KU. So she read it in a KU romance vlog,
Mm-hmm.
and then they all ended up reading it.
Oh
Her,
wow.
Kelsey, Crystal, Rainy. There was like a whole group of them that read it. And
Nice.
and they were like, Neva, you guys reading this? And then like the next book doesn't come out till like August. And I was like, I'm sorry. Brittany from Gigi and Bo got me with it. She kept posting it in her story. So I was like, let me read this. Then I read all 3 books in 6 days. It's
Wow.
everyone's saying hello. I feel you on the migraine. Yeah, migraines terrible. I mean, may my mother rest in peace, but she could have taken the migraines with her, to be honest, because that's where I get them from.
Mm.
She had chronic migraines. And when I went to the doctor about them like years ago, they basically told me that they're genetic because my
Oh.
sister and my brother also have them.
Mm.
And they were like, unfortunately, there's not much that we can do. Like, you just have to ride it out.
Wow.
Luckily, I have not gotten a migraine like the one I had like maybe like 4 months ago. Like, it was so bad. Mr. Reading with Neva had to call out of work because like there was no way. Like, it was like on a weekend, I think, or something. For some reason, Ari was home and he was like, you cannot stay here with the baby. And I was like, and I remember like, cause I'm not one to really, I don't really like for people to be trying to take time off from me. So I was like, it's fine. Like, there's snacks that are down. Like, I can make it work. He was like, nah, bro. I was like, no, absolutely not. Hello, Zoe. How
Hey,
are
Zoe.
you?
You beat me over here. You did.
She was like, hey. I was like, hey, girl. Pages away from finishing the Buffy spinoff novel I've been reading, One Girl in All the World. Kendara Blake, wonderful. Ollie and I are recovering from our trip. Fun but exhausting. I don't want to travel again anytime soon. Yeah, this is how I feel every time I travel. Like, the last time I traveled was Thanksgiving. And to be honest, the travel home was so rough that I'm just like, my grandma keeps texting me, being like, when are you guys coming back to? I'm like, I don't know, girl, because let me tell you, like, the next time that we come, it's going to not be on the bus because the bus ride there was fine. The bus ride back, like, I was nauseous the whole time. Like, I was not having it. I don't know if somebody like got on the bus and just like was wearing like perfume or something that didn't.
Mm.
I don't know, but I was sick the whole time, and it was like 12 hours on the
Oh my
bus. And I was
gosh.
like, "Oh man, I can't. I cannot."
Yikes. There's a difference. Hey, Tia. There's a difference between a trip and a vacation. And I try to make sure like I mentally prepare for whatever it's going to be, so I don't go into one expecting it to be the other.
Right. See, and when I go see my family, that is a trip. I'm sorry. It's a trip because I have to take, I mean, I can't very well, like, I mean, I could and I have before, but usually only for like funerals and stuff.
Mm.
Like, usually Ari will come with me because otherwise people are like, where's Ari? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's just easier to just not deal with it. It's just easier to bring with me. But like, it's hard to vacation with 5-year-old. I'm sorry. It just
Mm-hmm.
is. Like, I know people do it. I know people do it and say that it's like a family vacation. To me, that's a family trip, baby.
Yep.
'Cause, like,
I think most parents would agree with you.
there's too much. Like, if I have to do more than lay on the beach and read a book, it's a trip.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Like, if you say, "Hey, I want you to go on a vacation," I'll be like, "Cool." So I'm going like by myself or with like another adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then we gonna go. You know what I mean? Like, the next vacation that I have planned is my 35th birthday because your girl is going to Universal Studios. I do not
Oh,
care. And there will
fun.
be no children under the age of 16. Because if you 16, you can deal with yourself, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. At least the children in our family. Like, Ari will be staying home. I'm sorry. Like, mm-mm. Reading The Girl That Sea Gave Back and loving it. Wonderful. I've heard of this book, but I have not read this book.
I haven't either.
Hello,
Kelsey.
Kelsey. Reni will be joining us at some point. She had something circus,
Ooh.
I think. I know she's not actively doing circus right now because she's much too pregnant to be doing that. But I think she still helps on Thursdays, like with the teaching and stuff, because
Okay.
um she was talking about possibly having a full-time job with circus. So that would be great for her because Rainy is
Hey,
very
Reese's.
talented. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Mika.
Hello. Everyone's saying hello. Hello,
Hey,
Kiana.
Cyana.
Hello, Jean. You want to run
Hi.
in and leave me on the TV? Wonderful. We love the views. Horror has levels to it too. It
Yeah.
definitely does. It definitely does. Hello, hello. Hello, Courtney. How you doing? Hello, hello. Kelsey, yes, I will. I have to throw her everything in the description box anyway, so I am gonna do that in the first sprint. Because for some reason my stupid like I have a thing set, a description set, and for some reason it has not been uploading to the last
Hmm.
like 5 videos that I have because when I did my Gilmore Girls announcement video, my Gilmore Girl Stars Hollywoodthon announcement video, it didn't upload to the thing. And I was like, are you kidding me? And then somebody was like, hey, the merch is not linked. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Everyone's saying hello. Even with quotes.
Really?
Okay, yeah. Give me 1 second. And I will go grab her.
Usually, if you put it in quotes, it'll work. Or if you do like the at symbol and make it all one word, that sometimes works. But yeah, it's tricky. It's very difficult to find me. I'm mysterious.
Yeah, they just they just don't want everybody to be frightened now. That's dang, am I YouTube will load? Okay, here we go.
If anybody has any recommendations, I need to get a monitor and a monitor arm, like something that can like go up and like come forward. If anybody has any recommendations, let me know. I know that's really random, but it's something that's been on my mind all day because today was the first day that I've worked from home with this new job and like actually had work to do. And the computer that I have is like one of those like square ones. It's not like widescreen, it's like the square. So
Yeah,
there's stuff that like I can't see because of the dimensions of my screen. So I'm like, I need to just get a monitor.
right. Yeah, I listen. I grew up with them, and they still creep me out. Like I remember at like 5, 6 years old, like having to go and wake up my mom, and the way her dresser was when you would walk into her room, the first thing you would see were creepy clowns. So like their faces are white, like bright white. So like in the dark, it's the only thing you can see. No, I'm sorry, absolutely not. Mom had those creepy ass porcelain dolls too. Yeah, they're creepy. I don't
I've never
understand.
seen them in person.
And I get it. Like they were handed down like from my great grandma and stuff. But like when my stepdad asked me if I want to know, I was like, no.
I've only ever seen them in like movies and stuff.
Refuses to say, listen. I mean, I still will say at my mom and stepdad's house because like my stepdad still lives in the same house that he lived with my mom. But they're creepy. They're real. They're real gross. I cannot. And Kelsey, I will send you some photos. Okay. Apparently, you can buy them on Amazon. I know the ones that she has are very old because, like I said, she got them from my great grandma. But like, and like, I remember my great grandma having them in her house too. And like, my great grandma was, one of them old school. Like, I had two great grandmas. So I had one on my mom's, like my grandma's side, and then I had one on my opa side, which would be my mom's dad, right? And my grandma Helen, which is my grandma Nancy's mom, so my mom's mom. She was like that old school grandma that was like, children are to be seen, not heard. Like she always had activities for us to do. Like we could sit in the living room with the adults, but you better not speak unless you're spoken to. Like she was not like the fun grandma, you know what I mean? And then we knew when we went over there, like that's what it was. Like, don't be acting up, you know what I'm saying? And then we had Grandma Betty. Grandma Betty was the fun grandma. She, she had like the whole basement downstairs with the kids. We would go play like in the backyard. She would give us like cookies and treats and stuff. That's just the way that it was. May they both rest in peace at this point. But like, I'm just saying, like the grandma, the old school grandma, she the one that had the clowns. Grandmother had Royal Dalton China figurines. Yeah. Okay, so she saw it. Yeah, doll will give you nightmares. Yeah, it's scary. Like and like I don't know, because like as an adult I realize how traumatized I am by these dolls. Like as a child, like they were just part of like life. But I remember my mom would be like, "Can you go get this one?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm not touching that." Yeah, my mom liked them. That's the thing. This is what I'm saying. I don't know if this is like white people thing. I don't because so like when I became an adult and had a lot more exposure to like the black side of my, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. like when I started learning more about like the black side of myself, right? A lot of black people are superstitious. Like they don't want nothing to do with no creepy dolls, no nothing. Like we literally have a car. My boyfriend's son, his car is sitting outside because for reasons that it's out there. But this car apparently had dolls in it or has dolls in it. And his mom had told my boyfriend, like, yeah, if you want, you can unpack dolls. He was like, I ain't touching them. They gonna car. Like I'm not. If he had it his way, like Ari wouldn't. Like Ari has an American Girl doll, like the bitty baby, the itty whatever it is, like the baby doll version of the American Girl doll. You know what I'm talking about. If he had it his way, she would have no dolls at all. Like she keeps asking him to watch Chucky, and he told me, he's like, I'm about to let her watch it just because I feel like she'll get rid of all her dolls and then all stuffed animals. And I was like, man, don't do that to that.
That's funny.
To that poor baby. Cause will animate at some point in the night and gouge your eyes out. Yeah, exactly. No, ma'am. I don't even like clowns at the circus. I wouldn't want them in my house. You know what I mean? Like when I worked at McDonald's, we had Ronald McDonald that came like to our store a few times.
Oh no. Nope. Mm-hmm. I would be calling out on those days.
And like we were expected to like take pictures and like coordinate stuff with kids and stuff. No, ma'am. Are you good? Are you good?
Mom?
Yes.
After dinner, I was gonna take a shower because I have a butt rash stick.
Okay, I can get you up.
And now I don't even have any time, and we don't even have any of the butt cream.
Okay.
And I wiped it.
Okay. I'm on sprints. Calm down. Okay, are you listening? Okay. Do you want me to get you up at 6 o'clock tomorrow so you can take a bath? You want me to get you up early so you can take a bath before school? Okay, go lay down. I'll get you up early so you can take a bath before school. Good night. I'll be in a few minutes. Go. Yes.
She's so passionate when she talks. I love it.
Yeah, she don't be thinking about if I'm on springs either. She just come in here talking about or whatever. Go ahead. If you're gonna do it. Oh, you need this? Hello.
Heather.
Who uses it? You.
Yeah.
That's all your hair.
Girl, listen, I bought the brush so I can also use it if I need to.
Your hair is
I'll
really
clean it out.
dark.
Yes, my hair is really dark. Thank you for that
Your hair is
observation.
really
Yeah, it's brown.
No, it's black.
Okay, good night. Just got horror story from the library. It looks good. Yes. Kelsey and I are reading this some point. After June.
Mommy, can
Oh,
you
I
look-
think we're reading in
Mommy,
October.
can you look on your phone
To what?
so you remember what the story's called? Hold
Hold on. Because I'll put it on my iPad for you. But... What do you mean, what? Oh, I forgot I have the Tom Felton book I need to listen to. It's called Fairest of All.
Let me see.
Right there. Okay?
Is it that one with the little girl holding
Yes.
the thing?
Holding the apple, yes. Now go lay down, please. And I'll bring it in a minute. Go lay down. Go. Put those in your mouth and chew them
I
up.
like biting them.
Okay, we'll go do that in your room, then, please. Thank you so much. I think we're reading this in October. Because I need to order the actual book. Because I just like the way the book looks. And also, at this point, I have 2 Grady Hendrix on my shelf, so I might as well just buy the rest. You wrote a lot more than 2, but Horror Story's good. Plan on rereading for Halloween. I liked We Sold Our Souls, gave it 4 stars, but I get that I'm an odd one after that. Yeah, I also gave it 4 stars. Like, I enjoyed this book. I really did.
The premise sounds good. I'm going to add that to my TBR because the premise of it actually sounds good. Now the execution, I don't know, but the premise sounds good.
I thought it was great, to be honest. I mean, it's harder for me to give horror 5 stars just because I feel like usually there's something that I don't like about a horror book. Like, I'm more willing to give like a thriller a 5 star than a horror book. But like, I gave Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I gave that 5 stars. So.
See, that's one that I've heard negative things about. I've heard people not like that book. And I think Kiana's reading that or read it already. And I was like, interesting. Just because I've heard people not really care for it. I haven't read it, so I don't know. But I've heard that people don't really care for it.
Yeah, I mean, Reni also didn't like that one either. I feel like Reni and I had a talk, and I was like, I just feel like you don't like Grady Hendrix. Like Grady Hendrix is not like an author that is for her, which like fair, you know what I mean? We can't all like the same authors. But she kind of like, so take one and go. So when we talked about it, she kind of agreed with me that she thinks that maybe he's just not for her. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's yeah. I mean, I'll watch it in a horror movie, but I don't need that in like the house.
Hey, Nicole.
Hello, but have you opened to support you? Thank you so much. I will come find yours and also open yours because I be doing it. You know what I mean? I will. I do not care. Currently listening to A Ghost of Caribou by Alice Henderson. Hopefully finish it tonight.
I mean,
Okay, come on. Because you have school tomorrow, man. And I'm not fighting with you to get you up. I also hope that you finish this tonight. What? Good night, Ari. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. They're terrible. I hate them.
I only get migraines when it's like cycle time. Usually like the week before my cycle, I'll have a migraine that lasts like 72 hours.
Yeah, I ended up having to call out of work on Tuesday with like not very much notice, which I feel bad about. Because I could not, like, it was bad enough I couldn't stay awake for more than like an hour at a time. And I was like, I don't want to be like at Taco Bell, like trying to make people's food, like falling asleep. Like, because it was like to the point where like I was getting ready for work, like actively moving around, getting dressed, and falling asleep. And Mr. Reading, when he was like, he's like, I'm gonna need you to call out. Like, he's like, you cannot go to work like this. And I was like, okay. Yes.
Oh,
so we both shared it. So both of those links should work. Onward to subscribe. Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, I can type it. I think because I've searched her enough, I can just type it in to the search bar. But it definitely gives me a hit for a Neil Diamond video first.
Yep.
And then underneath it gives me her channel. So like that's fine. Hello, Leandra. Watch I get a child and threw all my dogs like that. Yeah, I mean, Chucky don't really be scare me. Like it's Annabelle for me. To be honest.
Really? See, Annabelle wasn't scary. Annabelle was only scary to me because I had a doll that was similar to that. So I thought that my doll was going to do that. But outside of that, it wasn't really scary.
See, I think that was my thing because I also grew up with like porcelain dolls. Like I had an American Girl doll. I had like the Barbies that like you don't take out of the box. Like I had all of that. You know what I mean? So I was like, these things are gonna come to life. And then like as an adult, I've obviously watched the Annabelle movies and like they're fine. You know what I mean? They're not like they don't scare me necessarily. Like they give me like an adrenaline rush because it's a horror movie. Like it's supposed to. But then I had to draw the line. Ari's biological dad wanted to name her Annabelle, and I was like, no, man. No, absolutely.
Not a chance.
Not happening. I was like, you're going to have a baby with somebody else because that is nope.
I had one of those. I don't know if you remember because I don't know if they exist now. I haven't seen anybody with them or anybody talk about them. But when I was a kid, I had that 3 foot tall like angel Barbie, like the one that was like bigger than you are when you're that age.
Oh yeah, they would call it like a my size Barbie, but it's definitely bigger than any normal size child. Yep.
I had one of those.
Oh, see, I wanted one, and my mom refused to buy me one, and I don't know if I'm like grateful to her for that or not. But that's okay. I am white people and the clowns scare me. My cousin gave me sleeping cats with bunny fur and I donated it. See, I can't. No, I just yeah. And the thing was like working at McDonald's, like because I worked at McDonald's in Florida. So like for some reason, like our store always had Ronald McDonald at it. Like I don't understand. And like they would be like, yeah, we're gonna have a whole day with the kids. And I'm like, so y'all gonna make me be out here with this dude no. And like he wants to like touch you and like take pictures with you and hug you and because you're an employee. And I'm like, can we not?
That's the reason why I don't like clowns. I'm not afraid of clowns. Like some people are like, oh, I'm scared of clowns. Like I'm not scared of them.
I'm not scared of them.
I just think they're creepy. I don't like them. Creepy. Like get away from me.
Do not touch me. Yeah. Like no. Like and I don't know if anyone knows about Dizzy the Clown.
Oh, have I heard that name before?
Okay, so Dizzy the Clown, she a Christian thing. So when I was like a high schooler, like a teenager, we all did like vacation Bible school. So we all did VBS. So I would take my younger siblings to VBS. And Dizzy the Clown is very prominent around like the Iowa area. Like they do advertisements. They have like a show on PBS.
Maybe that's where I've heard of it. I've heard of that before.
And like I grew up watching The Big Comfy Couch. Okay, I love some Lunette, baby. I do. I love Lunette and Molly. Like, don't get me wrong, but Dizzy the Clown, she be teaching us about Jesus, which is great, but also wanting to touch you. And so you would come into VBS and she would be there and she would be like, hello, and like greet you at the door and like hug you and stuff. And I'm like, listen, Lizzie, you nice and all. You know what I mean? You right on par with Lunette the clown, but I'm gonna need you to not touch me. Because even if Lunette was here right now, I would not want her to touch me either. Absolutely not. I cannot do it. And I'll tell her that you said hello. She definitely is definitely past her bedtime. Okay, like she really be doing this to me every night. Yes, the wisdom of Ari. What would we do without it? Because she is like 5, but I think there's like a 9-year-old living inside of her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine. Yes, she's going to bed.
Hey, Jigra.
Hello, Jigra. I liked it, but it could have used more vampires. Yeah, I mean, I will say it was light on the vampires. Okay, it was vampire light. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that what the book is supposed to be about? Wasn't it supposed to be about vampires?
I mean, I feel like this book was supposed to be more about. So he wrote the book like, and he puts it in like the foreword or whatever. He really wrote the book as like an appreciation of his mom.
Huh.
Who I think she was like a single mom, or at least like she held the family down in one way or the other, right? So he really wrote it as like a tribute to his mom, but gave it the twist of having this vampire character because he writes horror.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I do feel like it definitely was very light on the vampire, like, but very heavy on like following this woman's journey in this book club.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hello,
Hey,
Adrian. Pumpkin the creepy puppet clown was the best character in How to Sell a Haunted House. I mean, listen, I'm loving me some Pumpkin. Okay. I mean, I don't know if I say this, I don't think it's a spoiler because like I won't give detail. It was the squirrels for me. Okay. I listened to that part last night and I was like, I'm sorry. What is happening? Oh no. Jean subscribes now on Instagram. Refuse to watch Chucky. I didn't need that movie to set me straight. I knew the business then. I know the business. See, here's the thing. Chucky, maybe because like I was so exposed to Chucky growing up. Like Chucky was such a thing when it came to like Halloween decorations and everything like that. Like where I grew up and stuff, they're like Chucky never really scared me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew he was like evil or whatever, but like you go into the mall and like you saw Chucky like in the Halloween store or in Spencer's or in Hot Topic. So like Chucky was never like a thing. Like I understood why people were like afraid of him, but like I was just never like, what are you gonna do? Like I was more afraid of like real life horror characters. When I say that, I mean like Hannibal Lecter scared the crap
I've
out of
never seen that movie.
And like here's the thing, I am an idiot. Okay, I begged my stepdad. I was like, "Please, Dad, let me watch this movie." And he was like, "I don't think 14 is old enough to watch this movie." And I was like, "Please let me watch it." So he's like, "All right, fine. You know what? You want to keep going. You want to keep asking. This is what I mean. Like kids, don't be asking your parents for stuff." So he let me watch it when I was 14. He would let me watch The Silence of the Lambs, and for 30 days, a whole month, I had nightmares. Because you know how he does, like, he's like the way he says Clarice freaked me out. I could not do it. And then, like, he was like eating people, and I was like, I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So I was so scared. And then one day, my mom was like, something has got to give. Like, this kid, because like I would just like scream in the middle of the night. Okay, I have a lot of siblings, so like I would be waking up the whole house. And so finally, my stepdad sat me down, and he was like, "Here's the thing about this particular character. Like, he don't just go around just eating people for sport. Like, he eats people that are bad. Like, that's the whole point. Like, he kills them, but then like doesn't want to like waste or whatever. That's a choice, but okay." And so then like the nightmares left. And like to be honest, I love Sir Anthony Hopkins. So like those movies are some of my favorite horror movies. I rewatch them every Halloween. But like as a 14-year-old, should I have watched that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Everyone's saying hello. I heard the husbands were the real vampires, like they were the real villains. Yeah, I think that's how that ended. To be honest with you, I'm really bad at remembering anything about books. Like I'm like once I read a book, it just leaves my mind. So like I'll probably reread this book because I read it last year in like July or August, something like that. I don't remember. But I was working at Dunkin' when I listened to it because I remember it being like gory and like gross enough that like I like was actually grossed out, which doesn't really happen to me that often with horror books, but yeah, I mean, squirrels themselves are fine. It's just like the way that these squirrels were in this book. You know what I'm saying? Like
Squirrels are not fine. I do not like squirrels. I do not like raccoons.
Yes.
Read this.
Let me play devil's advocate for a minute.
Shut up.
No. It has nothing to do with us, yo weirdo. Let me play devil's advocate for a minute. Because some places in America start middle school when you're in 6th grade, and some start middle school when you are in 7th grade. But also some middle schools go from 7th to 9th grade, or from 6th to 9th grade, and some high schools go from 9 to 12. So if she was, what did it say, graduated middle school?
Graduated high school when your mom was still in middle
So
school.
if she was in, I mean, it's a line. It's a line. But also, I don't really know what you're complaining about.
Look, again, 30. That is my line.
I understand this.
When it comes to age differential. If you start dating when they're 30,
I mean, now.
At that point.
Now.
Just in general. Just in general.
I was 25. 25.
Close enough to 30. Close enough to 30.
I was 25.
Close enough to 30. Close enough to 30. It's about okay,
because
25.
here's the thing.
I'll say 25, 26.
Because here's the thing. The most that they would be apart in age, we'll say 12th grade, right? So the most they'd be apart in age in that scenario would be 6 years.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of police.
Sir. 13 years. That's all I'm saying. Acting crazy. Anyway, sorry. He showed me like a TikTok and the caption said, when your dad graduated high school when your mom was still in middle school.
I'm sure there are a lot of couples out there that are like that.
That's only 6 years though. That's only a 6 year difference.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of couples.
Like he and I are not 13 years apart in age.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know it was a book.
Thomas Harris. So Thomas Harris, he's one of my favorite authors, to be honest with you. I understand that his works did not necessarily age well. Okay, I'm aware of this. I could talk about certain authors. I've thought about doing like a segment of like authors that I enjoyed that have not aged well. I've thought about doing this. Am I afraid of losing subscribers by doing this? Yes. To be honest. Now this would not include certain people like the author of Harry Potter. That would not include that person. But there are like I like Stephen King. Stephen King does not age well. I'm sorry. Like I'm gonna give Fairy Tale a chance, okay? But like his old works, It, for instance, does not age well. It does not. Okay, but like for what he writes is good. You know what I mean? I actually own all of the Hannibal Lecter books on my Kindle. My mom, I think the first time I ever read them, they were my mom's copies of the books. I have read the first book in the You series. If that's what you're talking about here, I feel like that's what you're talking about, Gene. I've read the first book. It's just called You. Okay. I need to read the second book because somehow I got lucky enough that NetGalley gave me the third book as an art, and that comes out in April. So like,
I was gonna say, aren't they on the fourth book?
Or the fourth book. I don't know. All I know is I need to catch up on this series so I can.
Thought the fourth book was what was coming out this year.
It might be the fourth book. I don't know. I've lost track of everything. I like Silence of the Lambs, but that one movie where the guy kidnaps a teenager. Are you talking about Lovely Bones?
I never saw that.
That was a terrible movie. It was also a terrible book. Here's the problem. So I read Lovely Bones when I was probably in like high school, I feel. And then if I remember correctly, I watched part of the movie and then turned it off because I'm pretty sure that the kidnapper is played by Stanley Tucci, and I cannot believe that they would forsake my man like that. No. How you gonna cast Stanley Tucci as a creepy pedophile kidnapper? No. Absolutely not. I hate everything. No. That would be like casting Tom Hanks in that role. No. Yeah. Lovely Bones. No. Afraid of squirrel. I don't know what this is supposed to mean.
I mean, I'm not afraid of squirrels, but they're just, I don't know, something about them is just, they just look evil. I don't know. I can't explain it.
And they be staring at you.
Yeah.
You want to fight me, buddy? Like, I don't. Yeah. Lovely Bones. I did watch part of the movie. Then I realized it was Stanley Tucci. I had to turn that off. I had to turn that mug right off. I did read the book. I thought the book was. The book, in my opinion, is a bit problematic. That's just my opinion. I wouldn't watch it. It's not good. Hannibal Lecter is my favorite character. Yeah, I love Hannibal Lecter. I also just love anything that is Sir Anthony Hopkins. And then when they did Hannibal Rising, the kid that played like the younger version of Hannibal Lecter, because that's supposed to be like a prequel. He did great. But I know he worked very closely with Sir Anthony Hopkins, but like he did great, to be honest.
Hey, Tina.
Hello, Tina. Yeah, I love Hannibal Lecter. I just bought Hannibal from the library. I hope you love it, honestly. I really do. Never too late. Honestly, we haven't even started reading it.
Yeah.
Hoping to finish Record of a Spaceborn tonight. Wonderful. So I have not read this book. I feel like I need to read this. This book was real in high school. Like everybody was reading it in high school, and then like last year, everybody's reading it again. This is like one that I haven't read. Like I've read Carrie, I've read it twice. I will never read that book again. I read it once in high school, and then I read it last year as a buddy read with Reni, and then Reni DNF'd it and didn't tell me, so I watched it, and I give it 5 stars just for the fact that it made me feel like I was on drugs the entire time.
Okay.
I've read Christine. That's the one about the car.
I never heard of that.
I've read a lot of them actually because my aunt used to sneak them to me.
I've never even heard of this book right here. This 11/22/63. I feel like
this one's about
the show that like Frank. What's his name? James Franco did.
I don't know. It's about like the assassination of JFK.
I did not know that. That sounds awesome.
That's what it like. I'm pretty sure because that 11/22/63 is when JFK was assassinated.
Yeah, it's a show. on Hulu. I've seen the poster for it. Never watched it. I wanted to watch it because I think that James Franco is a gorgeous human being, but I just haven't gotten around to watching it.
I mean, James Franco. Yeah, I didn't realize that it was a show. Actually, I knew it was a book. It's 867 pages because Stephen King can't write a short book. Clearly, so clearly this gonna be another one that I'm gonna have to listen to on audio.
Yeah, I think I'll just watch the show. That's too
But
long.
it's about a time traveler who tries
Ooh.
to prevent the assassination of JFK.
I love time travel.
That's what it's about. So I do need to read this book. Will it be this year? Who knows at this point? Because have I stuck to any TBR? No. This is why y'all didn't even get a March Hopefuls, because it wouldn't have mattered. Okay? It wouldn't have mattered. Refuse to watch the movie because I do not agree with watching family to be a disgusting creep bag.
You talking about the Lovely Bones?
Is this Lovely Bones? Because I just suggest no one ever watch it. I've had a lot of random things happening. Haven't been able to focus on anyone's sprints, but I think now I can relax and focus. I hope you can, Tina. The Hannibal books were awesome. I read them around the time I read Dan Brown's books. I'll read horror, but I can't watch it. I'm not this might be unpopular. I feel like Dan Brown is boring.
I've never read any Dan Brown books, so I wouldn't know.
Didn't he write the Da Vinci Code? I'm pretty sure he did. Sorry, but the movie was fine, but also I'm pretty sure it had Tom Hanks in it, and I love me some Tom Hanks. I will watch. I don't know. I would watch basically anything with Tom Hanks in it. But the book, I don't understand. I was bored. But the Hannibal book's great. But I have heard people talk about how Thomas Harris and his works are pretty not aged well, which I agree, but also love them. So it's fine. I can admit when something that I enjoy is problematic. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'll admit that it's problematic, but that's also not necessarily going to stop me. Yeah. It doesn't mean that I'll go out here and talk about it all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I've never consumed anything Hannibal, but I'm on the Hannibal TV show, TV show side of TikTok. So I have only seen part of the TV show. It was fine. I think that the movies, the original movies, are nostalgic to me, which is why I do want to try the TV show again, though. Because I do remember enjoying the parts that I saw. Yeah, I love Silence of the Lambs. So good. Also, again, with Sir Anthony Hopkins. I just like him. He creepy as hell, but that's fine. Always seeing edits and fan theories. I'm kind of interested in the universe of it. Yeah.
Misery. Who wrote Misery?
Stephen King.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've seen the movie. I'm a big Kathy Bates fan because of that movie.
Yeah. Misery was a good one. I mean, my favorite book by him is Firestarter. I feel like I didn't even watch the new remake of the movie because I heard
they made a remake with, isn't Zac Efron in that or something?
I think he plays the dad or something. But I heard it was horrible, and I don't know if I can even I don't know, because Zac Efron did so well in that whatever that movie was, the Ted Bundy movie that was on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
I watched that, and I understand that people don't love to watch serial killer stuff because it can glorify a serial killer, but I felt like that movie didn't really glorify anything. I did not feel bad for Ted Bundy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it stuck true to what I know about Ted Bundy. Yeah, he crazy, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch. I think it was remade in 2019 or 2020 or something like that. But I've seen the original movie with Drew Barrymore in it. She was a little baby. But I personally, Firestarter was the first Stephen King book I ever read, I think. Because my aunt gave it to me. It was here, read this. My mom used to ground me off my books, and then my aunt would seat me Stephen King. So Cujo was the best Stephen King book I ever read. I have not read Cujo. Isn't this one about a killer dog or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not read that one. Misery is my favorite King book and movie too. 11/22/63. It was also a
Yeah,
series
that's what I thought.
fast-paced book. I read it so fast, and I normally take forever to finish a book. I mean, it's like 900 pages. But if it reads fast, though,
Fast is relative.
listen, anything got to read faster than it. It's over like 1,000 pages, and
I
that
would
book
never read that.
drug on for ages. Angels and Demons and Da Vinci Code are excellent. I liked Angel better though. Yeah, I love that you love them. Dan Brown is just he's boring to me. Like maybe as an adult I should try them. Cause I feel like all these books that I'm like, yeah, it was boring. I read them in high school or tried to read them in high school. And like I was such a big bookworm in high school that like no one knew what DNFing was back then. Like you started a book and you finished it. Like that's what you did. You know what I mean? So like got the Da Vinci Code from the library sale.
Oh, you racking up.
Everyone's saying hello. Yeah. I mean, I like Da Vinci Code, the movie. I liked the film. I just remember the book being boring. Boring. All right. Do we want to read? Because we are at the bottom of the comments. Okay. So is 45 minutes good for you?
Works for me.
Okay, great. I already shared this, so I just need to remember what button to push. There we go. All right, so we'll read for 5 minutes. Reni should be here. I don't know where she's at. Soonish. I don't know. I'll message her and find out. But we will see everyone in 45 minutes.
Hello.
Hello, Reni. Welcome.
Hello. Although it's
How you doing? I'm sorry, Annabelle Arugula. How you doing?
Okay. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, we had a huge dinner snafu, and then Lincoln was just it was a struggle. But I'm here, you know.
That's what you said. You said you had a dinner snafu. So I was like, okay. What are you reading?
The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which is my buzzword for this month. But I'm like 25% in, and I need to finish it tomorrow because the audiobook goes away on Saturday. And I'm not liking it as much as I thought I would. I'm not hating it. Like, it's not bad. It's like, it's just, I don't know. I liked the first 2 chapters, and I was like, oh, okay, this seems promising. And now it's just kind of eh. But I don't know. It's not DNF worthy. It's not bad. It's just
I have to.
Not a 5-star.
At some point, I have to pick up the 7.5 Deaths again.
I need to start that. It's a 17-hour audio.
Here's the problem. It's a 17-hour audiobook, and Brittany's already finished it, and she said that once it really gets into like the meat and potatoes of the timelines and stuff, because these timelines go from being like will be like, okay, like this is where I'm at is where it starts doing this. So like chapter 13, it says day 2 continued, and then you go to chapter 14 and you jump to day 4.
Oh yeah, she was saying like it's switching.
You really have to follow it with the book, and like that's annoying.
Fitting physically for this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and I have it physically and on the audio, but that's like annoying to me because I was gonna read this at work, but I can't sit with the audiobook at work, so I'm gonna have to figure out. Maybe I'll read this.
I'm gonna need to make a schedule for myself now then of pages I'll read a day to get this bad boy.
I'm off Saturday and I'm off tomorrow. So I'm thinking that what I'll do is when Ari's at school, if I can't sleep, I'll just read this tomorrow, and then Saturday I can read it as well because I took the day off Saturday for Ari's birthday party that she can't go to now. So yeah.
I don't know. Well, I have too many books I have to finish. They're all getting the audiobooks are all going away soon. I have to finish this. I have to finish Drift. I have to finish the Four Winds. I'm behind on the Four Winds, although I'm really loving that. It's so good. I'm a dumpster fire right now.
I haven't started it yet. I'm starting that on Sunday.
Way behind on this buddy read. Like the girl finished a week ago, and I've only gotten 25% in. But I don't book.
So I'm also reading that because I got it as an ARC.
Oh, are you reading it right now?
Yeah.
Where are you?
How far did you say you are? Let me check.
I'm on page 82, which is chapter 16.
I mean, I don't have a chapter, or I don't have page numbers because it's an ARC.
Well, I'm 22% in.
I'm about 11% in because I'm not gonna lie to you, everything got pushed aside for freaking Magnolia. Okay,
as it should. Where are you in that?
Where am I at in Magnolia?
Yes.
I'm 42% through.
Isn't it so good,
dude? Tuesday when I get paid, I have 4.5 hours of this book left, and Tuesday when I get paid, I'm ordering the physical copy so that before I give it back to Kindle Unlimited, I can go through and mark everything. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to order both books, the first 2 books, and I'm going to read the second book on my Kindle, but annotate it, which is what I also did with the Kiss Quotient. I like was reading it on my Kindle, but then annotating it physically, and I think that's what I'm going to do with this. Well, this book I'm just highlighting stuff in the Kindle version anyway, but the other one for Daisy Hates, I'm going to do both because, bro, so good. This is
Okay, I'm so glad you're liking it. Also, are you liking this or no?
so far, yeah. I actually want. It's making me want to read Baby Teeth.
Baby Teeth is way better than this.
Okay, great. That's actually like good to know. Like I actually didn't realize it was the same author until I was looking through the arcs that are due for this month. Are they all going to get done? No. Okay, we're just gonna be honest. And I was like, oh, I've heard of this author before, and then it said like best-selling author of Baby Teeth, and I was like, that's where I heard it.
Oh, well, yeah, Baby Teeth is way better than this.
I mean, so far it's fine. Like, I'm not super far into it either, so I don't know that I have a true opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hi now.
Hello.
Yeah, E-Hairs, I was the first sprint, so you're not late, buddy.
Oh, and hello, Tina.
Everybody's saying, hey, oh my gosh, please hold, because everything is jumping around. Hold on. ML says hi to Reni.
Hello, now.
And she made it to page 333 of 342. So close.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have just turned me off.
She said how we did. I got to chapter 17. Yeah, so I'm on page 170.
What are you reading?
Still How to Sell a Haunted House. And
got up to 11%. I started at 3 or 4. I don't remember.
That's good progress. How much did you get read, Reni? Because I know you came in towards the end.
I read 3 pages.
Oh, you're reading this Very Secret Society to Irregular Witches? What are you thinking about it so far?
No! I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just there.
So cute. I love it.
I think it's okay. I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that yet. Oh, I don't know. I like it. I do. I don't know. I just have to read more. Maybe I'm just not in the mood for it right now.
Could be.
That could be. But it's your buzzword, so you feel like you have to read it.
It is my buzzword. Although I started it and then was like, I should have just saved it for October because I would have been in the mood for it then. And then I could have read one of Jennifer Hillier's backlists. Oh, beautiful, baby.
I mean, have you thought about just shelving it for now?
Because I mean,
technically, we don't have to read the buzzword books in order.
But I'm 25% in.
Who are you talking to, Reni? Because I'm that person. I'll shove a book at 75% in if I'm not in the mood.
But then will you restart it or pick it up where you left off?
No, I just restart it.
Oh no, homie. I can't put this off till October.
Because here's how I do it. Because if I pull the bookmark out, I'm not gonna remember where the hell I left off. So let's say that so this book, I only know that I made it to chapter 4 because I literally stopped at chapter 5. Like that's the only reason I know that when I stopped this book. But when I shelved this book in the end of January, early February, when I was like, you know what? Dead mom anniversary coming up. Can't really deal with dead parents right now. I literally grabbed the bookmark and pulled it out and then put it back on my shelf.
Yeah, but I don't want to restart this.
25% isn't that much. You could restart that.
Yeah, 25% is not that long. And plus, if you don't pick it back up again until October.
I will say that when I read it for the first time,
but then you'll have a newborn. You're not going to remember what the hell you read.
What has happened so far? Like, where are you in the story?
I am basically, she just met the girl witches. That's where we're at.
Oh, you mean the little girls?
Yeah, the little girls.
Oh, she just got to the house.
Well, yeah.
So you ain't even that far, Reni.
Yeah.
So if you want to shelve it for now.
I don't know. I will make my decision tomorrow because I only have the audiobook tomorrow.
Because I mean, I think also you feel pressure to finish it because you are losing the audiobook on Saturday. And that's never a good reason to read a book. You know?
But isn't it?
No. Because then inherently you're going to rate it lower than you probably would because you felt rushed to read it. So you didn't really get to enjoy it.
Well, phooey. Okay, I don't know, Neva. I don't know.
You can decide tomorrow.
Have you read it, Neva?
No.
Oh.
It is a book that I do want to read. So like it's on.
Wait, was this a 5-star read for you then?
It wasn't 5 stars, but when I did my like end of year best books I read all year, it was on the honorable mentions list.
Okay.
So it was a good book. That's
Yeah.
what she's telling you.
I'm not saying it's a bad book.
Reni, how about this? I'll make a deal with you. If you shelve it until October, I'll read it with you in October. We can buddy read it.
I can't promise that yet.
But keep that in your mind. If you shelve it until October, I'll read it with you then. Because I'm doing Vlogoween again. Not every day. Y'all gonna get a vlog once a week. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't do the everyday vlog thing. I absolutely not. But I don't have a full lineup for that yet because I only have the one video that's actually planned, which is where I'm gonna read thriller/horror books that I gave 5 stars last year. I'm gonna reread them, see if they're still 5 stars. Vacuumed, washed dishes, and folded laundry. Very productive. Nice. 77% of A Ghost of Caribou. Oh no, Cyana lost her spot in her audiobook. 31 pages after We Collided by Anna Todd. I cannot with this. I will cry. I'm not gonna leave them.
I know, right?
Tina is eating. Oh my god! These comments be jumping. Tina eating dinner. We never do, Cyana. We never know
how it happens. Like sometimes Libby, like I'll know that I left off at a certain chapter, and like I'll close out of Libby, like go live life, whatever, and come back to it, and I'll be like, I'm like, this is not where I left off. Like it just decides for me, like you're gonna start here now.
The worst is when Libby takes your book from you and then you put the audio back on hold, right? And then when you get the audiobook back, it will show like where you left off, and then as soon as you open the audiobook to play it, it'll start you at the beginning.
No.
What do you mean? Like clearly I'm not clearly if it's only like a week that this thing has been on hold, like I'm just gonna pick it back up where it was. You know what I mean? Like,
They're like, this is where you could have left off if you had read it in time. So since you didn't finish it, you're gonna start from the beginning.
Magnolia Parks is like rich people drama.
I've heard
it's a very, very toxic love story between very
it is a super, super toxic love story with a lot of rich people drama. So good though. So good.
I've heard that it's like Chuck and Blair. That's why I want to read it.
Yeah.
It is
Chuck and Blair. It's Chuck and Blair fan fiction, I feel.
And I love Chuck and Blair, so I love Magnolia.
Like, would I ever want a relationship like this in real life? Absolutely not. Do I love to read about it and watch it on TV? Absolutely, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I got to 60% of Restore Me. We are finishing this book tonight. Wonderful. I second that you should show it for now. This for you, Reni.
What? What for me? Oh, I'm still decide tomorrow, friends.
Reni we'll give her till tomorrow at 6 a.m. I'm just kidding.
6 a.m.
What time does your audiobook go back? Saturday?
Libby doesn't tell you. It just says
yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm gonna tell you. I need to just sit down and make this stupid Libby video and stop messing around with it.
Okay, well, tell me when it's gonna go. How do I know?
Okay. So here's how you know. So you're gonna click where it says manage loan.
Oh, wow! I just found it.
It'll say the day that it's due and the time.
Dang, I've always just played Russian roulette with it. And like just woke up and been like, oh, I got 3
Listen.
hours left. Oh shit.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I only figured this out like 2 weeks ago. because I have a spot in my book journal where you can write in like the library books that you have for the month, and she gives me a date. It's a date and time slot for when it's like due, and I was like, there ain't no date and time on Libby. Like, what the hell are y'all talking about? And then I clicked it one day because I was doing something with the managed loan, and it came up, but it's right there.
I found it, and it's actually not due until Saturday at like 11:58. So I have 2 days.
Tina said, depends on the situation. Normally, I just read a chapter or two before where I stopped.
There you go.
Heather finished her book. Wonderful.
It does.
Looks like a cute witchy book.
It's very cute.
She's the queen. I see that now.
Libby has well, I mean, they also has it for physical or for ebooks because the one that I showed was an ebook. But I'll tell y'all that on the drive on our trip, we listened to YA Thriller Headmasters list, and it was awful, so boring, so predictable, so long. 2 stars. That's sad. Here's the thing. With thrillers, it doesn't even matter the thriller. Like, I don't tend to give thrillers less than 3 stars, and here is why. This is my formula. I don't try to ever guess the twist, even if I feel like I should know the twist. So, like, I had an arc in January. I gave it 5 stars because I did not try to guess the twist. But, like, when the twist happened, I was like, I should have known that this was the twist the whole time. Like, in my brain was like, girl, you should have known the twist. But I don't think about it.
I definitely think about it. I'm thinking about it from the first page. I'm already trying to figure out who did it.
Oh, I don't even think about it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's so funny that you said the Chuck and Blair thing, because this just popped up on my screen. It said, if you watch Gossip Girl, you should read.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, Magnolia Parks is definitely like, I'm definitely going to make, because I have some templates for my story that's like, if you like this show, read this book, or if you like this, read this. Like, I'm definitely going to do one of those, because
that's the only reason why that book's on my TBR.
Yeah. Got my errands done. I think I'm going back to 2 Wrongs Make a Right on audio by Chloe Lee.
Nice.
That's for you.
I have black beans, brown rice, peppers, corn, and salmon.
That sounds. I'm gonna make food. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna make pizza. I have a pizza.
It's Thursday night pizza.
I know. I should do pizza. I also have stuff for chili cream cheese dip though. That's
well, that's the answer.
That's the hang up for me. Like, do I do pizza or do I do
your cream dip?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking chili cream cheese dip for sure. All right. Do we want to do another sprinty sprint?
Sure. Sounds great. I'm gonna read.
Everyone says that's why you said it like that.
Because I'm gonna read this and decide.
I mean, you could always start. Do you have 7.5 deaths or do you have 7 deaths?
Which
one
do you have? Is perfect.
7.5.
You have 7.5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, because the other besties have 7 deaths.
That was the original name.
Yeah. Somehow but we all bought them around the same time. So we were discussing.
Please hold on.
That book was my #1 read for last year.
Oh wow.
Here's the thing. Reni said that it's hard to follow once it starts jumping days and stuff. So I'm going to have to block out. We were talking about this, but you weren't back yet. I think what I'm gonna have to do is tomorrow and Saturday, since I'm off, because I took Saturday off because Ari was supposed to go to a birthday party, but then she got put on punishment because she put peanut butter in my toaster. Yeah. Yeah.
Fair.
That was
No,
a
I
whole
just
discussion.
I just have 7.
Okay. I have well, I guess I have the new book. It's fine. That was a whole discussion on last week's sprints.
But does that
Uh,
change anything?
No, so apparently he changed it to 7.5 deaths because it was too close to the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
Okay. Also, I just opened it, and whoever owned this before me went to a Toronto Wolfpack game in somewhere.
Wow.
So that's cool.
So I feel like I'm gonna have to block out tomorrow and Saturday because they already gave me Saturday off. And then if I don't get it done Saturday, I'm also off Tuesday because I'll be on sprints with Brittany.
Brittany says this is a
So
chunky book. It's only like 400 pages.
yeah, but it's dense, bro.
Oh well.
It's dense.
You really, that's a book that you really have to pay attention to,
Like
because if you're
I'm
not
really
paying attention, you will miss something.
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm really like now that I'm at this like up till the part I'm on chapter 13 and up till then I was able to just follow it with the audiobook because that's why Mr. Reniva, he was doing my hair last week on sprints. So in order to like I was able to follow it. But now I know because like chapter 13 says day 2 continued and then chapter 14 is day 4 continued. Ma'am, no. So I'm really gonna have to that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to block out like tomorrow and Saturday to
I should
really
have read this week.
sit with this book.
The way that book is
Alright.
written is like crazy. Like I don't know how this author even did this. Like I don't understand the logic. I could never write something like this. It's one of those things where like there's like 7 or 8 different characters and it's the same stuff happening every day. New stuff gets introduced, but all of it comes together in the end.
All
I
right.
mean, listen, I'm enjoying it so far. Don't get me wrong. I just know that I'm really gonna have to sit with this book and like really sit like this. And it just take a lot for me to truly immersion read. Like I like to say I immersion read, but really my immersion reading is like listening to the audiobook and then moving the bookmark in the physical book. That's not immersion reading, but like that's usually what I do because the books are easy enough to follow.
Yeah.
But I guess this one's gonna be like Crescent City, House of whatever it is, House of Earth and Blood. Because with House of Earth and Blood, I had to actually sit with the physical book because there's so much like world building in the first 100 pages. So no, we're pretty sure that what she did was she put peanut butter on the bread, stuffed the bread into the toaster, and then started the toaster. So she got in trouble with her dad because he said he was like, "How old are you?" And she was like 5. And he was like, "Anybody give you permission to use the toaster?" He's like an old school black daddy, so like he was like, "You could have
I'd
burned,"
be pissed if Lincoln used the toaster at 5.
and he was like, "You could have burned down the house," which like he's not wrong. But that meant that she got grounded to her room for a few days, and then I was like, okay, well, do I need to RSVP with his mom for this birthday party? He was like, absolutely not, she's not going. And I was like, okay, cool. Which I mean, saved me. It didn't even save me money. It just means that the money I was going to use for this child's birthday present, like this child in her class, his birthday present, is now going towards a toaster. So, real Barbies were too rich for my blood when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Listen, I only got real Barbies because my grandma bought them for me. I'm not gonna lie. To be honest with you. All right, 45 minutes good for everybody? We good for 45?
Yep.
All right. Then we will see everyone in 45 minutes. Oh,
Hello.
how did we do?
I got to 40%. So now I cannot DNF. And also, I do like it more. So we'll see. We will see. But
Excellent. I did not read on that sprint. I ate. I went over to Nicole's sprint, and then I was attempting to catch up on my watch later list. Obviously, I didn't
need
get
to do
that.
that. It's rough.
Right. I made it to this. I think it's the third part.
Yeah.
I made it to bargaining. Pretty sure that's the third part. Yeah, that's the third part. So I'm on page 215.
Are you liking it?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, fine. Like, I was waiting because there's always some kind of like, there's always some kind of like gore with Grady Hendrix, and like I hadn't had any gore yet, and like I was like, man, we getting close to 50%. Like, where is it at?
That's okay with me.
But the last chapter, that's where it was at. I can't tell you like what happens. But when I say thank God I did not have my camera on, because like my reaction to it was wow. But yeah, I'm like 52% through. So I also updated Ari's vlog.
Oh, I need to update my vlog for this because I'm doing a cozy fantasy vlog for this. I need to update that.
Yeah, but I'm liking it. It still feels like 4.5.
That's good.
But it could be a 5-star. For me, it's really gonna depend on how the ending is, whether it moves up or not.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like the family dynamic and stuff like that, like I think that it's well written. You know what I mean? Let's see. And Mel finished her book.
Nice.
Most other spin-off type stories, wonderful. Yeah, she loved it. White wrote a duology, and Blaze is going to be at least a trilogy. Wonderful. Tina did not read. Totally fine. Sarah did not read. Totally fine. Yes. How to sell a haunted house grief horror? Yes, it is grief horror. It's pretty. I will say it's pretty heavy on the grief part, like because they have basically what's happening is they figure out. So the brother and sister try to sell this house that was their parents' house. The house is left completely to her brother. I don't really feel like that's a spoiler. Like it doesn't say it, but like until you get into the book, but the house is left by her parents to her brother. So she's basically only left like the art that her mother made or whatever in their childhood. And he's like, so their cousin, who's a real estate agent, talks him into basically splitting it 50-50 and selling the house. Well, when she does the walkthrough, she's like, this is haunted. Like, this house is haunted. Like,
Yeah.
Which our main character, who I can't remember what her name is, Louise already knows that the house is haunted, but doesn't want to believe it. So, like, there's a lot of talk about, like there's a lot of, like, her telling her brother, like, you're just sad because mom and dad are dead, get over it type thing. So, like, it's pretty heavy, like, on the grief part. But it is good. Right before you said you made it. Yeah. So it's broken into 5 of. I'm pretty sure there's 7 stages of grief, but it's broken into 5. So it's broken into denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. I feel like there's actually 7 stages of grief, but the 5 that he picked make the most sense. You know? So So, yeah. But this damn haunted puppet, I don't know about it. I don't know about this haunted puppet.
I don't know about a haunted puppet.
87% of a ghost of caribou. Wonderful. I know a few people up here said that they were like Amy came
I've
in
never heard of a ghost of caribou.
and said hello, and Leandra said that she was gonna mute us because she was almost done with her work. I've never heard of this book either. I have no idea what this is.
I'm gonna look it up.
But
Oh, it's the third book in a series.
of what? Like
I
is
like
it
the names of the
thriller?
books. The first book is A Solitude of Wolverines, and the second one is A Blizzard of Polar Bears.
Is this like cozy mystery or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. Was like the genre.
And then A Prowl of Jaguars.
Wow. 76% of Restore Me, ready for them to stop looking like buddies and move on to the third act breakup. It's really being set up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't love a third act breakup, especially if you're gonna like make
I
me
hate
know
third
that
act
there's
breakups.
and it annoys me when like you know there's gonna be one and then they just drag it on. Like it's inevitable. So just give it to me so I can read it, be mad, and then get over it. You know?
Oh, I have this book on my to read list. So you gotta let me know if you like this book at the end.
Which one? Restore Me?
Yes, I want to know if she likes it.
Who is this by?
It's by J.L. Seegers.
Mm.
Apparently, I already had it on my to read list. So, because
Yeah,
you know, I don't have enough books on that list. There's only like 667 books that I should read that are on my Goodreads that are I don't know.
Wow. I also am not a fan of the third act breakup, to be honest. But I feel like it's in everything at this point. Like I feel like if there's any kind of romance, like everybody writes a third act breakup, and I'm like, well, do we need it though? Like, do we need it? We don't need it. Oh, okay, that makes like because I feel like sometimes, most of the time, really, like the third act breakup is just.
I mean, I can think of one that doesn't have it, but I'm not going to tell you.
I mean, there are books that don't have the third act.
I know, but I'm thinking of one.
I'm just saying, like in general,
yeah.
To have a third act breakup, and I just feel like it's just a reason for somebody, the author, to write in miscommunication, and that annoys me. She said, "Read it. It just has a lot of effing around. She has 4 years to make up for, I guess."
Okay.
So there's just a lot of sex in it, Reni.
That's fine. I love a good smutty read.
Okay, that makes sense.
Oh,
interesting.
That's cool. I guess I have something else to add to my list.
I can't add anything else to my list. My list is gonna be. I'm gonna be having to read this after I'm in the grave.
I was gonna say my list is going to outlive me.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna be sitting on a cloud somewhere, still reading my damn TBR from 2023.
Yep.
Okay, so we have options here. Do we want to do one more sprint?
Sure. I mean, I can.
What are the other options? I want to know all my options.
We can just say this is it. But I'm trying. Do y'all want to do one more sprint?
How long?
I mean, I personally don't care. We can do.
I mean, I'm gonna be up till midnight anyway because Taylor Swift is dropping new music, and I'm seeing her in a month. So,
I mean, we can do 45 minutes. We can do 30 minutes. Like it. I mean, to me,
whatever you want to do, or whatever Nell says you want to do.
We can do a 30-minute. I have to go to bed soon.
30 is fine.
In the morning.
30.
Yeah. I get you. Okay, so
90, dear Lord.
This is how she feels about that book.
That's fair.
At least 90.
I know. That's what I said.
What else you talking about? 90.
90 is not in the equation.
If I wouldn't mind a 90-minute sprint if it wasn't 11 o'clock at night.
Right. So like, at least I got you during the 24-hour sprints. We could do a 90-minute sprint.
If you do a 90-minute sprint, I'm gonna watch a Jurassic Park movie because I'm behind. I'm behind in my vlog. I'm supposed to be watching them all.
We'll do 30.
Okay, don't do 90.
She said y'all need
to level up.
I'm not above a 90.
45. 45 is like good. It's like
I'm not above a 90-minute sprint. It's just that like I have to also take into consideration the other people on my sprint. You feel me? Like,
I mean, you guys are keep going. I just have to go to bed. I have a case that I have to work in the morning, so I need to get up bright and early.
Now need some sleep. Talk about 90. She talk about 90 minutes is where it's at.
If we did a 90-minute sprint, we wouldn't finish sprinting until 12:30.
Yeah, no.
Right. He's like, never mind.
Well, no, I was never for the 90 right now. I mean, I'm going to bed at like 12:10.
I got everybody for a 90. I got everybody for a 90-minute sprint during the 24-hour sprints. Because there's always a point in the 24-hour sprints where I'm like, okay, I need a shower. I need to do this, need to do that. So you always get a 90-minute sprint. At least one.
No, I can't. I could do it. Like, theoretically, yes, I could do it. But I'm still in training. So I have a case that I have to work in the morning so that my manager can review it. So it needs to actually be done right so I don't look crazy.
Right. So she needs actual sleep and then like breakfast tomorrow.
Yes. My review is at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the morning. So don't have much time. And I haven't even looked at the case yet. It was assigned to me today. Haven't even looked at it yet.
Wow.
There you go.
She said you can do this. All right. So we'll do one more.
Well, me and Neva are old, I guess.
I could have told you that. Shoot. I could have told you that. Okay, so we'll do one more 90-minute sprint. Not 90 minutes. What the hell? Alesis, you are in my brain now. Okay, we'll do one more 30-minute. One more 30-minute sprint, and then we will call it a night. I mean, we'll come back and talk clearly. And then we can share if we have anything that's gone up that we need to do.
Okay. I'm baby tired.
Truthfully, I don't think I would survive a 90-minute sprint. I think I would fall asleep before the end of the 90 and then I would wake up because the timer went off. And I'd be like, "Hello, y'all, how you doing?" It would be like that night that I got so sidetracked by Pinocchio that I didn't hear the timer, except I would actually be asleep. Because that night I was not asleep. I just got sidetracked by Tom Hanks. It's fine.
I mean, she's not wrong though. I am baby tired, but you know what? I only have 7
I am old, girl. I am old. They call me grandma at work, which I mean is kind of rude, but also like not wrong. I mean, it's not wrong. All right, so we'll do one more 30-minute sprint, and then we'll come back and talk for a minute, and then that will conclude Thursday sprints with friends. All right. So we'll see everybody in 30 minutes.
Where's Meaver?
Fall asleep?
I don't know. Well, we gonna be tiny. No. Well, how'd you do?
I only read like 2%, but I finished the video that I was watching, like the YouTube video that I was watching during the last sprint that I stopped in the middle of. Finished that, read 2%, like clean my dishes and stuff from dinner, so we're good.
Sorry, I was in the bathroom
Oh.
when the sprint stopped, and I like heard it through the wall, and I was like, "Well, this is where we're at."
Okay, well, I'm 50% in now, and I really, really like it.
See?
Because there was just such this cute little thing that just happened. Like with the lightning bolt. Yeah, I do like it. I don't know.
So I made it to 248. So I'm chapters 23.
Oh, good.
I mean, now we're getting like, I don't know, like, because it went from, so most of the book has been like from Louise's point of view, but in third person. You know what I'm saying? So like we're following her, and then but then once you hit bargaining, you get a few chapters that are from Mark's point of view, but they're in first person. So
I hate when authors do that, when they mix up like first versus third person. Like when I was reading The Hunting Party, I think that was one of the first books that I read where I noticed it, because all of the characters are in first person except for one, and I'm like, why is this one character's perspective in third person?
It doesn't like bother me to like switch the characters, but like just leave the way that you're writing it.
Yeah, I'm just like, what is the reason for switching this? And like that, I want to think that The Hunting Party was the first book that I ever read that was like that. And I remember thinking like, oh, like maybe there's a reason like why it's written like this. There wasn't.
Honestly, I don't think I even noticed half the time.
I mean, I think the only reason I'm noticing is because like it was sort of abrupt, like the way that it did it. Like it ended the one thing and it went into bargaining, and then the first chapter in bargaining is from Mark's point of view, but it's in first person. Because I was like, what is happening? I mean, it is read by like a man, so like at least there's that. But
I also didn't realize that The Hunting Party did that, and I read that 3 days ago.
Yeah, really?
Yep, read that 3 days ago.
Yes, all of Doug's chapters are.
Oh no, you're right. I did notice that, and that was really weird.
Yes, and that's why I was like, maybe there's a reason for it, but then there wasn't.
No, that was so weird. I did not understand that. I was like, Doug, what are you doing?
Yep. It was it was like random and just like for no reason. I'm like, why did
it took me a minute. Like when I was listening to just the audiobook, I was like, what's going on? And then I go and I open the book and I'm like, why is it doing that? I'm like, why, Doug? Why?
Yeah. The Golden Spoon was like that. When I read that last month, The Golden Spoon is the same way. All of the characters are first person except for Betsy. All of her chapters are in third person. I'm just like, why?
Oh, how is that book? That book's on my list.
It wasn't bad. I think I gave it like 3 or 3.5 stars. It was okay. Like it was fine. It wasn't anything where I'm like, oh, this was so great. Like highly recommend. It was like, it's fine. And if you like baking or like food and stuff like that, if you like the Great British Bake Off, like you'll really like it. They spend a lot of time talking about like the baking competition and their ingredients and their techniques and all that stuff. So if you're into that, then you would really like it.
I don't know if I'm into that.
I'm not. So I didn't care about any of that.
I don't know. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, I'll think about it.
Adrienne said she's gonna finish.
Oh, nice.
Bible today.
When am I gonna read that? Whenever my Dark Academia vlog goes up. When is that? Lord knows.
I mean, I read it at the beginning of the year. I gave it 5 stars. But it's definitely like you have to go into it knowing that it's going to be dense. Like
I know that's dense. It has footnotes.
Yeah, but that's to be honest with you, like the footnotes isn't even what makes it dense. It's just really? Like even without the footnotes, it would be dense.
When you read it, did you read the footnotes?
Yeah, because I did the audiobook. and the audiobook reads. So like they use 2 different narrators. So like most of the narration is done by like a man,
Yeah.
and then the footnotes are read by a woman.
Okay.
But if I had read it with I followed along with my eyes too, I guess. So like even if I had read it solely like as a physical book, which I would have never done, but if I did, I still would have read the footnotes, because I don't, at least like the first 50% of the book, if you don't read the footnotes, like there's stuff that's not going to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know? Tina's gone, but bye, Tina. Courtney's gone too. Well, bye, Courtney. 85%.
Aw.
Nice.
Ooh, what? Oh, no, the what is it? The wildlife book.
Yeah, the caribou book.
The caribou book. Okay, I could see that.
I mean, if there's a reason for it,
there was no reason for it.
But I don't. I mean, unless something comes out like at the end, like I don't understand really what the reason would be, other than. I mean, I guess technically the chapter that we get where it's marked in first person, it is like a flashback, but we get a lot of flashbacks from Louise that's not in first person. So that doesn't even really make sense to me. Leandra finished her book. Wonderful. Jean got 1 long chapter read. No problem. Okay, does anyone, I know Reni had her, if you haven't watched Reni's hour-long vlog, go watch it.
Yes, my Agatha Christie vlog. Go
if you can't find it, it's on my community tab, because I shared it on my community tab. So you're welcome. I watched it this morning. Also she does give she does do like spoiler sections, but they're easy enough to skip if you pay attention to she put timestamps in the description box. So
did you watch all the spoilers?
No.
Okay.
I watched the spoilers for Reckless Girls because I already read that. I watched the spoilers for 9 Lives, and I watched the spoilers for And Then There Were None, because to be honest with you, like I'm not gonna read that book.
Why not?
That's okay.
I'm not like a classics girly. Like I'm just I mean, unless it's like To Kill a Mockingbird, like I'm not reading it. I'm sorry. Like I'm just I mean,
I didn't want to read And Then They Were None.
Like I have a few classics that like I like, but I'm not really one to like delve into trying to find new classics to like, you know what I mean?
To be fair,
Then There Were None just doesn't.
It was just all right.
Like it doesn't. I feel like even though she's the one that like started that trope, trend, whatever, from listening to other people, not just Reni, but listening to other people talk about it, I feel like there are people that have done it better than Agatha Christie. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't.
Well, care. I mean, I agree. I read 9 books, so I definitely I found better books, but I don't know. I feel like I also was just at a disadvantage because 9 Lives told me who the murderer was of And Then There Were None, and I read that before And Then There Were None. So could I have gotten a higher rating for it? I don't know. Maybe, but maybe I don't know. I really did me dirty.
Does anybody else have anything going on this week?
My video comes out tomorrow.
We'll watch Nell's video tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow 12:30 Eastern. I don't know what time zone everybody's in, but Eastern, it's 12:30.
Woo!
I have Brittany and I are going to be on trivia on Meredith's channel tomorrow.
What type of trivia?
It's like a bookish trivia games live thing. She's been doing them like once a month.
Okay.
I think the first one she did was last month. So like it's not, you know what I mean? It's like a newer thing. But me and Brittany are going to be on that at 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay.
Is that on your community tab too?
It will be.
I don't think so, but I can put it on there. I can share it to the community tab. So yeah, it's easy to find, you know what I'm saying? And then I did share like Meredith's story to my story earlier today. It should still be up, so like you can find it on there too on Instagram. That'll have the link, but I will share it on the community tab, so it's easy enough to find. And then Tuesday, I have sprints with Brittany at 5:30. And I took the day off, so I'll actually be there for the whole sprints. Like I won't leave. Usually when I do Tuesday sprints with Brittany, I have to leave at like 7:00 so I can go to work. But I took the day off for them on Tuesday.
Woo.
Nice.
Otherwise, it's just, our regular Thursday sprints. Yeah, because it's not the week for 24-hour sprints yet. Want to read, and then there were none because so many books and movies follow her blueprint.
Yeah.
I just don't
This is your chance.
care.
You don't
I think that's where I'm at. I just don't care.
Well, then don't read it. There you go.
That's a good question.
You can mug me all you want. Good night. My sprints are on the last day of the month. So they will be the 31st of March at noon, which is a Friday, and then they'll go into April 1st at noon. Because, listen, they were supposed to be this weekend, but then because I was supposed to take somebody somewhere where she's not going, I had moved them, but like I moved them like last minute. I hadn't even announced when they were, but I had already like told the besties and written it down. Like that was the whole thing. I had written it down and then agreed to do the thing with Meredith tomorrow. This is like 2 weeks ago that I agreed to do this. And then Brittany was like, you can't do it because it's going to be during your 24-hour sprints. And then I was like, oh, I can't even do 24-hour sprints because somebody has a thing to go to. So it ended up getting moved, and I just left it moved. So
that's fine.
Yes, it'll be the last weekend of the month, and they will be the Stars Hollowathon kickoff sprints. So if you haven't watched Stars Hollowathon announcement video, it's the last video. It's the newest video on my channel that's not alive because I haven't done any videos since that one. Hip specialist.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
I hope you can go back soon. All right, friends, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you, Reni and Nell, for being on these sprints, so I don't have to do them by myself.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah.
No girl I cannot do sprints by myself anymore. Anyways, Reni, you changed your name and I just noticed it. Betty.
Oh no, I saw it when she first came back.
I'm just gonna go through the alphabet.
You're just gonna go through the alphabet.
Yeah, with vegetables.
Oh my lord. But thank you all for coming. I have nothing else to say. I hate trying to close out sprints because I don't know what I'm supposed to really say.
You say goodbye.
Goodbye.